So we're heading for a situation, in all likelihood, strong demand, scarce supplies, significant deficits. That means that there'll have to be scrap recovery, substitution, but along with that will be a very high copper price. We are really entering into a whole new era for copper. Freeport is the foremost copper company in the world. Carbon reduction is an important part of that. Any investments to reduce carbon require significant amounts of copper. Power generation, electric cars, supporting infrastructure. And Goldman Sachs estimates that, in the foreseeable future, 5 million tons a year of demand just from carbon investments, but it's way beyond that. Historically, at least since the early 2000s, China has been the only story for copper demand growth. And now that demand growth is expanding to the developed world, the developing world. Carbon is one piece of that. Electrification, 5G, infrastructure development, and COVID recovery, all these factors are coming in to make this. We've had a great run in copper, but we're really looking to a really positive future here. The fundamental story for copper is a long-term, very positive one. Whether we have some geopolitical event or economic recession, that's always a possibility, and that's why we've worked so hard to get our balance sheet in such a strong place. The way for success for a company like ours is to be a right strategic view, but to have a fortress balance sheet that keeps you from getting really creamed when things go wrong. It could happen, but even if it does happen, the fundamental story for copper will be intact. This is not the end of this. Because while we talk about carbon reduction investments, they're not a part of the market today. That's coming. We've seen copper go from, 235 predictions from lower a year ago to 450 now. And we got this big wave of new sources of demand from not just carbon reduction, but just fundamentals underlying the world. So yeah, I think copper's in a super cycle.